What's up? This your girl Toy Love, and this is Heart to Heart.
All the way from the Bay. I got my girl here, Chastity Henson. Not only is she a singer, she can dance. She probably do poetry. What else she do, Chastity?
Poetry,
You don't do poetry?
I wish I could though.
She is just fly. She's a woman of God. She do excellent.
Thank
you. Know what I'm saying?
Aw.
So let's welcome to the pod, Chastity. Woo! All right, Chas. So let's get into it.
Okay.
No cap, no filters. How's life? How are you doing? Like what's good with you? What's new with you?
That's a great question. How am I doing? It depends on the day. Today I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here. I think that I'm just in a season of just transition and full trust. Full trust. I think that there's things that God wants to do in this next season. And I'm excited, but I'm very, very nervous. I'm very, very nervous. And I know it's going to require another level of obedience that I don't be wanting to give sometimes. So it's really just me fighting my own flesh. But for the most part, like seeing what the Lord is doing inwardly and outwardly has been amazing. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
So you at like a little transition moment.
Absolutely.
So if you don't know, Chastity does background singer vocals for so many people in the industry. And recently you've been working with Music Soul Child. How has that been being on the road, being a star, but also being background for a star where you're also a star?
Oh, thank you. First of all, thank you. Okay.
Serious.
How has it been? It has been revolutionary. Like I needed it. I think that there's this thing where people feel like God can only work in the church or on a gospel gig or whatever. And I definitely get those comments. And listen, I understand people have their own paradigm and their own thoughts, but the Lord used Music Soul Child and that door to cultivate so many things artistically, personally, spiritually, to go on my next season. Let's just talk about the team. First of all, it's no weird stuff. It's men, they respect you, they like brothers. And brothers, they brothers. But it's nothing I have to worry about. I don't have to watch my back. Also, it's just Music Soul Child. So he's the king of songwriting and soul, and he just has so much knowledge and he gives it out freely. It's literally like going to, an ATM and they just handing you out money, songwriting gems. Like he's been in the industry for so long. So all the questions that you want to ask, I'm literally asking and he just freely giving. He's not gatekeeping. So that's amazing. And on the road, you really know yourself in all the best ways and all the worst ways. Okay, because I'm not safe within my realm or my world or my community or my church. Like God is sending me out and it's so much out that you could get caught up into. And you really know yourself when you're in places like that where you can't hide from you.
No.
You feel what I'm saying? So there were some mistakes, there was some learning, there was some pride, there was a lot of things being exposed. But when it's exposed, it can be dealt with. Yeah. And so I just always say like it has revolutionized the way I do everything and artistically. Like I'm such a soul girl. To be amongst a soul artist, it's even making me want to not switch directions sonically, but definitely more soul music this year. For sure.
Christian soul, R&B, or is it just when you think about it, do you know how in Matthew 5:16 he says, let your light shine so others can see it to glorify him. It kind of seems like that's what you've been doing on the road.
Literally sending me out in the most, they're the best places, but I just really think the heated conversation is that you can only be used in Christian spaces that are labeled Christian spaces.
Right.
You have to be a Christian this to be used. And I just don't feel like that's how the Lord works in my life. I can't speak about how, he might use another artist. But I do feel as though he's put me in these places that seem secular, to one, be a light, but also to learn. You have to think, when you go to college, all your professors aren't secular, but you get the knowledge, and God uses that knowledge to do whatever he, you know what I'm saying? Kingdom. And it's the same musically. Like, to be a great songwriter, I can't just study Christian. I got to study pop. I got to study rock. I have to study those things, And God's anointing and his favor and his natural born gift is what's going to take you, but you do need to learn the rules to break them. Right. Am I making sense? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where I feel.
I love that. How are you finding balance and rest with being on the road and with him and doing your own thing? And how are you finding balance within that?
Honestly, I would say it's a natural God-given grace. That's how I know it's God. I think when I first started, I was just excited about the opportunity. I think there were some people like, you gotta focus on you. And I just never felt like I wasn't.
I gotta put me first.
I never felt like I had to be like, no, I'm my own artist. And I just kind of felt like this is the season I'm in. I'm going with the flow. It's this artist, shout out to Stout, amazing, one of my favorite artists. And she said, she sang for Alicia Keys, woman of God. She sang for Alicia Keys for a long time, and she rode that season out. Everything that God wanted her to learn, it was like from backgrounds, all the little things and nuances. So when it was time for her to launch, it was like God launched her, and she had all this knowledge and all this history that she learned on the road with Alicia. So what I'm realizing is that like, God put this inside of me to be an artist. I don't have to force the season. When God want to change the season, he's going to change the season, but there's a reason that I am where I'm supposed to be, and I'm going to learn and glean from everything. And when it's time for me to launch out, which I feel like I've been feeling a little bit more inclined to create more, record more, and I'm using everything that I've been taught. But if I was in the background place, like, I'm not a background singer, I'm totally missing out on all the gems that being a background singer can actually pour into my individuality as a lead singer, because not every lead singer can sing background at all. It's a whole nother skill.
I didn't know that.
Oh my God, no. It's a whole nother animal.
I think some people think just because you're in the background, you're forgotten, but I feel like what you're saying is just because you're in the background, God has not forgotten
at all.
Yeah.
And it takes skill to be they call it a supporting artist. That's what like a singer, she was like, they're supporting artists because the way you even listen to music when you sing background, you got to listen to harmonies. You got to like match tones with the person next to you. I might have a fast vibrato. She might have a slow vibrato. I have to literally like, it's a different skill. It's some lead singers that literally just sing loud because it's always about them. Then when it's time for them to sing background, they can't blend. They can't blend. And so there's a skill set just as much as being a leader to be in the background, but you're not in the background. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just like God, like everybody has a role in the kingdom. Everyone's role matters. Right. I think we just like to put certain roles above. We have the hierarchy, but God does not. If that ties on.
No, you cooking. Wow. So what are you believing for in this season?
Whoa, that's
Ariana,
big.
watch out.
Watch out, girl. What am I believing? Oh my gosh. I am believing for God first to transform me, to continue the good work he started. I think I am my biggest battle. And that's not even a bad thing. I think it's us just honest. I think we all can be our own biggest battles.
Yeah, we hold each other back.
You
we
know
hold
what I'm
ourselves
saying?
back. Yeah.
Our flesh, our selfishness, just the things of the flesh that, God tell you to fast. You don't want to fast. Like, I think, that flesh just be kicking you. And it'd be like, God be like, I got all this for you. Just like, can you just get your flesh together?
Right.
And so I know God started a good work in me, but sometimes there could be so many different roads to go. There's so many different roads to go. And my prayer is to always remain steadfast and founded no matter how high the level is. And I always say, God, don't bring me there if I'm not ready. Right. So I'm really believing for true transformation. But also I'm believing for for the music and the artistry to just take off to a whole nother level in 2026. I think I'm like very nervous of success sometimes, which I realize.
What you nervous for?
The responsibility of it. I think like everybody be like, I want to be on, I want to be famous, but like when you're famous and you're on, or even you have more money or whatever the thing you think you want, I think it comes with another level or another price. Everything that we do comes with a price and a responsibility. You run a business, you have to be responsible for all your employees versus when you just was working, you can come in, clock out. And I think being a creative entrepreneur, it just comes with a level of responsibility that I really hold with respect. I hold treating people a certain way of respect. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to step on no toes. Even when I like a post go viral and people be commenting negative, I'll be like, oh, like, am I right? Like, it's just.
Oh, yeah. You do go viral.
Like, and it's a God thing, but I'm like, I realized like, oh crap, when it was going viral and then in negative comments, I'm like, ooh, I didn't have to deal with this one.
It do kind of hurt a little bit.
You know what I'm saying? So I did a singing post and somebody was like, no. I was like, oh. What did that hurt in me when I was a little kid? What kind of triggers? But it makes me realize, okay, with more visibility, there's more there is more discipline. There is more of a responsibility because I also am from Oakland and really could pop off. Like I could pop off. I can.
You can.
I can. I'm not a fighter, but I could pop off. And I have to realize, I think God said to me today, like, everybody that says something ugly, you don't have to say nothing back to. You literally need to let it slide. Because of where you're going and the visibility that I'm going to have on you, you can't fight everybody. You have to trust me to let me fight your battles, and that is something that I can't struggle with.
You do not have to.
You don't, and I don't fight. I don't. I want to be very clear.
Fight.
I'm not those Oakland girls that like, but the fight is the words, or just even me like, I'm cutting you off. Like, nah, I can do that, and I think the Lord has been like, yo, like I am your defender, and with some of the trauma that I think I had, I didn't always believe that. But in the season, I'm trying to believe that. And people gonna say ugly things. People have autonomy. They have opinions. You put something out there, you can't be mad when they have their opinion on it. And so I have to do the work on myself to stay grounded, that when the opinion might even trigger a truth that I might believe that is not true that God said about me, I have to stand firm and not let that sway me.
Yeah, and that's a big thing, like transforming your mind, renewing your mind every day. Because you have to stay in your word, because if you don't, it's just like, I can tell when like a day I don't read my Bible or something like that, cooked.
Oh my God.
I mean, maybe not that day, but if I was like 2-3 days cooked, it's something gonna just,
and it's so quick. Like the flesh just rises up so quick, and it's like, bro, I